All right. Okay, so it seems that it wasn't here. So I'm gonna start. Okay. All right. Okay. So I hope everyone is fine. Okay. So we are going through the pandemic situations. Okay. The situation is not, greatly good right now, but we have become very optimistic. Okay. So it's getting better. It's getting better. Okay. All right. Can I start? So you're ready? Any audio, video, anything? Please say yes. You're ready? Please say yes to make sure. All right. Great. Thank you so much. Okay. All right. Before talking about the textbook things, okay. Actually, today's topic is corporate strategy because we talk about the business level strategy in the last time. So this time you want to talk about corporate level strategy. Okay. So before talking about the textbook thing, okay, corporate strategy, and I want to share this paper, okay, brand new paper, okay. So this is my publication, the recent publications, because it is publishing at Venture Capital, an International Journal of Entrepreneurial Finance, this morning. Okay, so it is very new paper publications. Okay, so this morning I got a final publications of this paper. Okay. So this paper is about corporate venture capital. We talked about that, right? We talked about that. Corporate venture capital, you have a good sense about the corporate venture capital, right? Yeah. So this is publication at Venture Capital, which is pretty reputational and solid journal. It's not a super A journal, but it's a pretty good journal. Okay. So solid and reputational journal. Okay. So it is finally published, and look at this. The title of the paper: Technology Spillovers and Capital Gains in Corporate Venture Capital Investments, Evidence from the Biopharmaceutical Industry. Okay. So look at this. In your textbook, okay, equity investment, corporate venture capital is not heavily emphasized, okay, but actually in reality, because the textbook is just textbook, all right? Textbook is the author of textbook is always try to update, okay, as much as possible, but textbook is not the perfect tool to have the recent knowledge about the business. Okay? So that's why I try to introduce some, research papers, okay? As much as possible. So this paper is again corporate venture capital, equity investment. We want to talk about that, okay? We want to talk about in this topic too, corporate strategy, okay? So technology spillovers, capital gains in corporate venture capital. So we already talked about what the CVC are, okay? The purpose of CVC. So think about that. You are a big corporations, so you invest in equity of small business startups, right? Startups. Then probably you want to have two types of benefits: technology things and money. Okay, technology and capital gains. Technology spillovers means if you invest in small startups, you can assess the technology of small startups, your investees. Okay? Then if you have a chance to use this technology, then you can do it. Okay? You can find some opportunities, collaboration opportunities with a startup, right? Then you can develop this technology and you can make your final product. Okay? So think about that. Okay, that is the one-dimensional benefit of the CDC. Pfizer, and BioNTech. Okay? So vaccines, COVID vaccines, the first vaccine from Pfizer and BioNTech. Okay, Pfizer is a big corporations, big pharmaceutical corporations, and BioNTech is a startup. It doesn't have any resource, but it has a technology, genetic engineering technology. All right. Then BioNTech, this company developed technology to have a vaccine. Okay? mRNA technology. All right. The design and manipulation of this mRNA. Right? And Pfizer has all the fundamentals, facilities and experience, networks and money and whatever. Okay? So Pfizer invests in BioNTech, and BioNTech just focus on the technology. And in this collaborations, they made a vaccine, and the Pfizer distributed because it has a channel. Okay? This is an example of these technology spillovers. So think about Pfizer. Pfizer didn't have any, biotechnology technology, bioengineering technology, but it actually made a final product, vaccine, with a collaboration of BioNTech. This is a good example of CBC, right? Okay, so Pfizer has a benefit of technology spillovers. Okay? Also, BioNTech will go up, and then they will go to another financing round, like IPOs or acquisitions or whatever financing rounds. The value of BioNTech is rising drastically. Okay? Because the CBC is an equity investment, okay? And Pfizer has a capital gain too. Okay? So two types of benefits simultaneously. Okay? All right. So my question was very simple. Okay, we know there are two types of benefits from the CBC. Okay? Then I just want to ask how these two types of benefits, technology spillovers and capital gains, are interrelated with each other. What is the nature of the relationship between these two types of return? Got it? And then I just collect information, then research it. Then this paper is basically talking about the positive relationship of technology spillovers and capital gains. Okay? So higher technology spillovers, then higher capital gains. Corporate investors enjoy. Okay? The mechanism is very simple. Think about that. Higher technology spillovers, that means more and more collaboration relationship between corporate investors and investees, startups. That means it's a good signal for the promising future of technology developed by startups, investees. So market recognize it. Okay? Then the value of startups also increase. Okay? So technology spillovers high and capital gains high. Okay? And there are also some factors that boost this positive relationship. Right? In this paper, it's talking about two factors. Okay? So this is about the paper. Okay? So I just wanna introduce my new publication this morning. Actually, this is finally published this morning. Okay? So if you are interested in this paper, I already uploaded this paper on the Canvas. So please find it and read it. Okay. All right. So it's done. Then let's go back. Let's go back to the textbook things. Okay. So today we are talking about corporate level strategy. Okay. So in the last time we talk about business level strategy. Business level strategy, the most important topics in the strategy management. So business level strategy was our framework. I already talked about a lot of times. Reduce costs, increase product differentiations, create competitive advantage. Okay, so a single business unit perspective. A single business unit perspective. And this time, our perspective is level up. Okay, so a corporation level, all right? It has multiple business units. So within an umbrella of a corporation, there are several business units. For example, GE, right? GE has many business units. It has electric company, electric appliances, electric whatever. Okay. Also, it has some finance companies. It has what? I don't know, but there are many companies. Okay. GE. Okay. So, how to balance these multiple business units? If you focus on one business unit, okay, that focus can hurt other business profits. Okay, it happens a lot. Okay, so one business unit's benefit comes with the cost of other business units. It's a big problem, right? Then we need to balance. Okay, this multiple business unit. This is a corporate level strategy. Okay, so we are going to talk about this. Mainly, the primarily corporate strategy is all about two topics. Okay. Make or buy, inside outside, right? Make or buy decisions. That's one topic. And second one is just strategy of diversification, like acquisitions and strategic alliances, licensing, and CBC, something like that. Okay. So first topic, make or buy decisions. This is all about why we need a diversification strategy, corporate level strategy. Okay. The second topic is just modes of diversification, strategy of diversification. Okay, so we are going to talk about that. It will be very simple topic. Okay, actually, we talked about 2 chapters, but actually it can be just 1 chapter. Okay, I don't know why Frank Rodmo, the author of this textbook, divided have 2 chapters for this one. Okay, because it can be confused. I don't like it. Okay. So corporate level strategy, it can be just 1 chapter. So today's lecture will be very simple and it won't be long. Okay. Some announcements. I want to clarify something. All right. So far, I love this class. Okay. So your discussion is good. Okay. So we don't have any problem. I just checked your numbers and I didn't find any problem with that. And keep up the good work. Okay. So good for you. Good for me. All right. Then I want to clarify some things with our schedule. So next week we are going to do exam and presentation 1. All right. Exam and presentation 1. So exam will be it's a multiple choice questions. Multiple choice exam. Okay. So I'm not sure. I don't know. It's 4 or 5. Out of 4 or 5 what is that? Answers. But so it's anyway multiple choice questions. Okay. And it will be open book. Okay. So you can use any materials. Okay, for this test. Okay. But the problem is, okay, you will have the limited time. Okay, not enough time to use all the materials. Okay? So it will be about 60, 70 questions. Okay? But and you will have about 50 minutes, 60 minutes. Okay? So less than 1 minute per question. So probably you won't have enough time. You won't have enough time to use textbook or similar materials. Okay? All right, it can be done on the canvas. Okay? And the best strategy to prepare the test is very simple. All right, use the textbook. Read the textbook very, very carefully. Do not read fast. Do not read fast. Okay? Do not read fast because just mechanical reading doesn't help a lot. Okay? So read the textbook very carefully. Okay? The previous classes, many students actually informed me, reading twice the textbook, okay, helped a lot. Okay, helped a lot. So you try to understand the concepts. Okay, we talk about in the class. Also, you try to understand mechanisms, very simple mechanisms behind all these concepts. Okay? Then I don't think you have any problem. Okay? So we only look together. We only get together. Okay? We all meet. Okay? On Monday, then we'll start. Okay? So I'm gonna open this video conference again. Okay? Then you can take the exam. All right. Presentations. It will be very casual presentations. It will be very casual presentation. The purpose of this presentation is very simple. I want to share, okay, with me on other teams. Okay? I want to share. You share, okay, what you did in the simulations, how the performance was, and what you learned from the simulations. Okay. Then doing this simulations, okay, make us feel like a little bit more better ready to do regular competition rounds. Okay? And presentation will be 5 to 10 minutes per team. Okay? And your presentations will be evaluated by you, right? Students, your classmates, not me. Okay? So your team present, and then other classmates, including you actually, you will evaluate all the presentations. Okay? So you will present, you will evaluate the presentations. Okay? All right. So this is about simulation round 2 is April 5th, and presentation 2 is April 12th. So just keep in mind this schedule. All right. So any question about exam and presentation 1? Probably some of you already had some questions about the exam and presentations. I'm not sure. What time does the exam open up? We will get together, and then as soon as we are ready, we want to start. Okay. So exam will open, as soon as we are ready. So we are gonna do exam first, then we are the presentations. What time will the presentations begin? Just after we complete the exams, because exam has the exact time. Yeah. So after exams, we are gonna do presentations. All right. Do we need visuals? Will the presentation be only audio? Yes, you need visuals too. Okay. Actually, the presentations, you are the boss. If you want to use PowerPoint slides, you can use them. If you don't want it, you don't need to. Okay. So actually, in this video conference room, okay, you can share your PowerPoint. Okay? So So, Everett, do you mean by visuals? You mean visuals by probably PowerPoint, right? Okay. Any other questions? All right. So if you don't have any other question, I want to move. So no question about the exam and presentations. All right. So if you have any question, okay, if you have any question, just let me know. Okay, send me an email. Okay, good. Let's move. This is the distribution of your one keys out of 8. Okay, average is 7.12 and standard deviation 1.20. Good. All right, that's good. I don't have any problem with this. It's good. It looks nice. Okay. All right, so we talked about some announcements. So are you ready to take the one keys? You want to start the one keys? Yeah. All right, let's go. Let's go to Canvas, and there is a chapter 8 and 9 one keys. Chapter 8 and 9 one keys. Okay. So this is published right now. It is available, and I'm gonna give you 10 minutes as usual we did. Okay. So this is a 6-4. Okay, please go ahead, go to Canvas and take your own keys. Okay. I'm gonna give you 10 minutes. 10 minutes. Okay, for your keys, I'm gonna mute my microphone for a while, but I will be here. Okay? So if you have anything, okay, please let me know. All right, I think most of you already have done, right? So I need more time, please let me know. If you need more time, please let me know. Yeah, I think most of you already done. Okay, great, great. So please let me know if you need more time. Probably not. Okay, let's talk about that. Okay, number one. So we are talking about diversification strategy, balance multiple business units. Okay, all right. Number one, a key component to formulating corporate level strategies that make or buy decisions. Yes, that is very, very true. Okay, so make or buy. All right, make means inside the house. Okay, buy means outside the house. So you want to develop a product. So you should decide, okay, I'm going to develop by myself, or okay, I'm going to borrow something from outside. Okay, this is key component, make or buy. This is a big, big decisions. Okay, very, very important decisions. Make or buy, make or buy. Okay. Each make or buy has its own benefits and costs, pros and cons. Okay, so we are going to talk about that. Number two, gradually. Okay, so if you want to argue anything, if you want to add up something, just jump in. Okay, and let's talk. Let's talk. We can talk. Number two, gradually moving an activity from internal to an outside firm is called tapered integration. Is it true or false? It's false. Chandra, why? It is in the other directions. Okay. Internal outside, internal to an outside. It's a little vague. It's not appropriate, I guess. But clearly, tapered integration is about backward forward integrations. Okay, backward forward integration. So think about that integration. That means acquisitions. You have multiple firms in the process of business. Okay, so backward means raw materials. Yeah, raw materials. We define the business process, primary activities, something like that. Primary support activities. We talked about that, right? Do you remember that? Okay. So in this business process, from raw materials to the customer service. This is a business process. There are multiple steps, right? Okay. So raw materials and customer service. So tapered integration is about this process. Okay. Integration backward to the raw materials, forward to the customer service. Okay. So for example, Coca-Cola. Okay. You can have diversification strategy. You can acquire bottling company, right? Bottling company. So bottling company, Blackwater is a Coca-Cola company. Okay. Bottling company is which side? Raw material side. So it is backward integration. Okay. And also Coca-Cola acquired some advertising company. So it is what? Forward integration, because it is toward the customer service. So combine this is a tapered integration. Okay. So backward, forward. Okay. It is better. The definition of the tapered integrations. Number three, the Indian Tata Group. and the Asian software company TCS are firms that make less than 70% of revenues from a single business unit and have few, if any, linkages among their business. Okay, these firms are clearly following an unrelated diversification strategy. Yeah, probably yes. Probably yes. Probably yes, it's true. The reason I'm saying probably is, okay, so I want to talk about related and unrelated diversifications. It is an important topic, okay? But it is very hard, very hard, practical, sense. It is very hard to clearly cut this is a related, this is not related, okay? All right. The revenue things, okay. If some revenues are higher than the between two companies, it's a related, unrelated. We can use this definition, but this is not just only like a regulation purpose, like a tax, something like that, tax purpose. Okay. But in general, it is almost impossible. It's very hard to clearly distinguish this is related and unrelated diversifications between two firms. Okay, all right. That's why I'm saying probably. Okay. So far so good. If you have any question, if you do not agree with anything, just talk about that. Number 4, the most challenging diversification is one in which firms must create new core competencies while pursuing new market opportunities. Yes, that's true. That's true. Okay. So core competencies. Okay? It's very important topic too. Okay. So if you do diversification strategy, why? Because you want to have core competencies. Okay? Core competencies. Okay? So after diversifications, okay? After diversification, you need to evaluate you actually create core competencies or not. Okay? This is very important. Not many diversification, not many acquisitions actually are successful to create this. Not many. Okay? Number 5, acquisitions, alliances, and networks help firms to pursue common interests, enhance competitiveness, and increase revenues. Yes, that's true. That's true. Okay. That's why we use these modes, strategies of diversification. Yeah. So there are multiple strategies: acquisitions and alliances, networks, and also licensing, CVC, equity investment, something like that. Okay. So all of this strategy are looking for this common interest, enhance competitiveness, increase revenue, something like that. Okay. Number 6, managerial hubris. Managerial hubris is a form of self-delusion, yes, which managers convince themselves of their superior skills in the face of clear evidence to the contrary. Yes, that's true. Okay. This is a big issue. Many acquisitions are not so successful for acquirers. Okay. Not many. Okay. So that means many acquisitions are not. Okay, it's failed to create values. Yeah. But many managers still try to do it. Okay. Why? Because they have some level of managerial hubris. Okay. So you guys are not so successful, but I can be successful. Something like this. So, number 7, straight alliances. Straight alliances are volunteer agreements between firms that involve the sharing of knowledge, yes, research capabilities, with the intent of developing process, products, or service. Yes, that's true. This is the definition of straight alliances. Okay. So acquisitions and buying a company. Okay. And licensing, buy the right to use technology. Okay. And equity investment or CVC, same thing. Okay. So CVC is a make an investment in small startups and to try to assess the technology. Okay. And straight alliances, what is that? It's a volunteer agreements. Okay, make friends. Okay, make friends to share the knowledge, resource capabilities. So usually straight alliances do not obligating, okay, not obligate to the legal bound. Okay, so if they have a problem, right, they want to break up straight alliances, and they can say goodbye. All right, let's goodbye. But all other strategies, acquisitions, license, and CBC, because these are bounded by some equity things. Okay? This is a legal bound. These strategies are legally bounded. But straight alliances are usually not. Okay? Number 8, in equity alliances, in other words, CBC. CBC is a better word these days. Okay? In an equity alliance, firms tend to share mostly explicit knowledge. No, we talked about that. All right, explicit knowledge. Actually, it doesn't need to have a CBC. It's easily, transferred. But implicit knowledge is not easily transferable. That's why corporations use, these types of, strategy. Okay. So, good. Any question? Comment? These are pretty much about the topics of this chapter, corporate level strategy. Actually, we talked about, we already covered most topics in these chapters. So, any question, comment? So, can I move on? Please say yes. Please make sure of it for me. Okay. All right, let's move. All right, so we talked about already corporate level strategy, okay, and different options, inauguration, acquisitions, or whatever, something like that, okay, and vertical integration. So this chapter, the first chapter, is talking about what? Acquisitions, right? Acquisitions, vertical integration, and horizontal integration, unrelated diversifications. And corporate diversification, yes. Okay. So this chapter is talking about corporate level strategy, which is we already talked about, and acquisitions. That's it. So it's a very simple topic. Okay. I'm not gonna replicate what you read already. Okay. The textbook you just read, you can understand very easily. Then I don't need to replicate again. Okay. Nobody want it. Okay. So so probably Amazon case. This is the case. Okay. Yeah, this is a pretty good case. All right. So today's class activity is your chat case. Amazon case. So everyone knows Amazon. So you have good knowledge about Amazon. So please get together, join with your team, and talk about these two questions. All right, these two questions. Then we will briefly talk about these questions, and then we will move on. Okay. So I'm gonna create your breakout rooms. We need 4 rooms. I'm gonna give you a 10 minutes game, and so now your room is ready. Your discussion room your team room is ready. Please join with your team and then share these 2 answers, these 2 questions. Okay, we are gonna talk about that. Okay. Please go ahead. I'm gonna mute my microphone, but I will be here. So if you need any help, just let me know. Please go ahead, join with your team.
You are currently the only person in this conference.
Okay, welcome back. Welcome back. All right, how was the discussion? All right, it's good. It's good. It sounds good. All right. So it seems that we are ready to talk about this case. Okay. So let's briefly talk about the case. Okay. What is the case about? Anyone can start it. Just introduce the case for us. What is the case about? Anyone?
It was about how Amazon, started as the online book retailer, and just its efforts in diversification to expand into multiple different areas, and just some of the concerns that came with that in terms of perhaps spreading themselves into areas that could threaten their core business, and whether their new ventures were related to their core business or not. But mostly it was just about Amazon's diversification efforts.
All right, great. Okay. So Amazon's diversification strategy seems to be unrelated. Okay. The people of this case is actually, so think about that. We don't know the inside thought of the Amazon, right? So we don't know what strategy actually they have. Okay? So based on this blindness, containing this blindness, we need to understand why they are doing this. So it can be seen like an unrelated diversification strategy, but finally, sometimes it can happen. Sometimes it can happen. Oh, that was why they did this. Okay, it was related to. So it can happen again. I just wanna share this possibility. Okay. So the first question. Amazon.com continues to spend billions on seemingly unrelated diversification efforts. Do you believe these efforts contribute to Amazon gaining and sustaining competitive advantage? Why or why not? Any team, please open this question. Open the discussion. Please, any team. Anyone, any team. What did you discuss?
I think my team talked about how, the fundamental framework we always refer to is diversification or product differentiation and, cost leadership. And so Amazon continuing to diversify, we believe, is what gives them a competitive advantage. And as of now, that's sustaining. But we feel that if they were to stop moving into other sectors of the market and providing these different services, then they would probably not sustain that competitive advantage.
Okay, all right, great. This is great to applicate. Yeah, applicate the framework. All right, we have in the strict management, reduce cost, increase product differentiation, create competitive advantage. Okay? So it's good. It's good. So Amazon actually follow this framework. In this framework, Amazon did some jobs. Okay, great. Any other point? Any other things? Anything else? Okay, Carson says gain global competitive advantage and grow. Okay, so Carson and Carson team actually sees this, diversification strategy as positively. It's good. It's good. It can be positive too. Okay. Any other point? Okay. it seems that you have pretty good, consensus. Okay, let's move to number 2. The second question: Amazon.com is now over 20 years old and makes some 100 billion in annual revenues. As an investor, okay, this is very important. As an investor, would you be concerned that Amazon.com has yet to deliver any profits? Why or why not? It's a little bit, outdated, but the second one, any team, anyone can open the discussions?
Our team started off the discussion just talking about how different investors may have different motives for investing in Amazon. And so there might be, one person might be looking at profits while the other person might be looking at growth. And personally, if I was an investor or stockholder in Amazon, I wouldn't be as concerned if they didn't deliver any profits yet, just because at the time I could see the growth in the consumer base and the growth in the stock price. And that would be encouraging enough for me to see that type of growth. And I think there was even a stat saying that they saw a little over 1,000 percentage points within a time frame versus the other S&P 500. And I think that, to me, would be very encouraging to see. And that also shows that they are in a still continuous aggressive growth and diversification phase.
Okay, good points, good discussions. I love it. Yep, great. So, any other points? I should elaborate, summarize, very good points, multiple points. It's good. Any other points you want to add up, or any other different perspective? Okay. No more points? No more discussions? Okay, good. All right. So Amazon is very strange situations because in my perspective, it is strange that, the competition. Think about that, the competition of Amazon. Okay? Amazon, so far, okay, it doesn't have very solid competitor yet. It is very strange. It has a long time history, several decades, but it still doesn't have a very solid competitor. It is a little strange. Huh? So Dan is typing something. Really? All right. So Sierra made this point too. It's not usual. Okay? So think about any competition in the market. Okay? A strong leader and followers and competitions. But in Amazon, actually, Amazon almost monopolized. There are a lot of online retailers, but these retailers cannot be a competitor of Amazon yet. Okay, so even Alibaba, the Chinese, the retailers. Okay? At the beginning of Alibaba, I saw Alibaba as one of potential competitors, but actually it's not. So I am seeing a very strange situation right now. So probably a strategy of Amazon actually don't leave any potential competitors in the market. They just buy it. Right? If there's a very strong, competitor candidate, they can buy it because they have money. It can be one of the strategy. The second strategy, this is just my perspective. The technology strategy it is interesting too. Yeah. So, yeah, seemingly unrelated technology, but think about that. Sometimes a single technology destroy Amazon's business a lot. Okay, a better service or the better the website. I don't know what that is, but there are a lot of technologies. Yeah, one of these technologies can destroy Amazon space by creating competitors. Okay, so it is a high possibility. It's the nature of technology, right? Then that technology, okay, that potential technology is not realized yet. Doesn't come up yet. Why? For 30 years, 40 years. Why? 40 years, 30 years. 30 years is a long time. But any breakthrough technology that can destroy, that can hurt Amazon's business doesn't come yet. Doesn't come up yet. Probably it is the effort of Amazon. Okay? I'm not sure about their technology strategy, but think about that. Big corporations, they already have existing market. All right, they don't wanna lose any market. That means they are okay with the existing market. They don't want to change. All right. Any change they welcome is very, very incremental. They can respond it. Okay? They can respond. The technology they can respond. Okay? So probably Amazon does not welcome any good technology, breakthrough technology in the market. Okay? Then what are they going to do if they see a breakthrough technology, a nice technology for consumers, nice technology for society, but it's not good? It can change the market. Okay? Then what are they going to do? The best strategy is they buy it, they put it in the shelf, and nobody can touch it. Nobody can touch it. This is mine. You cannot touch it. Then just leave it there. All right. This is technology strategy many big corporations use. Many big corporations use. For example, Microsoft. They buy a lot of technology, and then they just put that on the shelf. Nobody knows it. I don't want this technology is revealed in the world, okay? Because I don't want to lose my market. So this is a technology strategy for big corporations these days. Actually, many big corporations use this strategy too. Okay. So, all right. So there are some strategy around Amazon, in my perspective. Okay. All right. So we talked about Amazon's case, very straightforward. We have high level of consensus. Okay. So anything else you want to add up about the case? Any case? No. Any question, comments on this discussions? All right. If you don't have it, let's move. Okay. So, corporate level strategy, we already talked about that. Okay, multiple business units. You need to balance this. Okay, so this strategy is about scope of the firm. Okay, scope of the area of your company. All right. So, Three dimensions: industry value chain, product and service, and geography. Probably yes. Okay. So corporate strategy, the scope, and the three dimensions. Vertical integration, value chains. Value chain means, we talked about that, primary support activities. Please you remember that. Okay. Process of business. This is a vertical integrations from the raw materials to the customer service. Geographic scope is the area, right? Physical areas, and horizontal integrations and product and service. All right, corporate level strategy, we should consider economies of scale, economies of scope, and transaction costs. Transaction cost theory, this theory is Nobel Prize winner theory. Okay, Nobel Prize winner theory. So, transaction cost theory focuses on the cost associated with the economic exchange. Basically, it focuses on the decision between make or buy. Right? So it can be applied in many levels. Okay? So why you internalize some functions of the corporations? Why not? Okay? So make or buy decisions. Okay. So, transaction cost economics, okay? Scope of the funds, costs associated with economic exchange and administrative costs. Okay? So basically, this question, should a fund do things in-house or make, obtain externally or to buy? Okay? So when you develop a product, okay, we talk about that with my papers, CDC papers. A corporation should decide, okay, develop a product internally or with a partnership, outside partners. This is make or buy decisions. This can be applied in many levels. Okay? For example, the fundamental unit, okay, individual revenue. Let me ask this: why a corporation hire a person? Why they hire people? They just borrow. They just use some human capital, people from the outside market daily. Okay, they don't need to hire them because it has a lot of costs. But many corporations actually hire people in the long term. Why? Anyone? Why your job? Why your organization hire you? They can bring people. They can bring a person daily basis. Why they hire you?
I mean, I'd say because there's a need to be filled. They need more capacity, someone to do a job.
Okay. If it is a capacity issue, probably in a daily basis, that capacity can be resolved too. Right, Brian? Okay. But they still hire a people. In this perspective, transaction cost economics perspective, actually corporations want to reduce cost. What cost? Transaction cost. Transaction cost includes search cost, administration cost, and like a contract cost, many types of costs. Huh? If a corporations bring people daily base, they have to pay this transaction cost, okay, daily, again and again and again. Okay? And actually, if they hire a person, they don't need to pay this transaction cost. Okay, so they just compare pros and cons. Okay, these two make or buy decisions. Then probably the transaction cost is less in hiring you. That's why a corporation hired you. That's the perspective of this theory. That's the perspective from this theory, right? Transaction cost economics. So you can apply it in many transactions, in many economic activities. That's why this theory got a Nobel Prize, It's a Nobel Prize winner theory. So. All right. Yeah. So should a firm do things in-house, make, or buy externally? All right. It depends on the cost. All right. Cost. Yeah. The cost. You can compare the cost in these two cases, then you can decide. Okay. All right. So we already talked about this. Okay, with the CDC. Okay. Okay. All right. This. So firms should make decisions between buy and make. Buy in-house, make out of a house. So there are some strategies in this. Okay? So arm's length market transactions is a buy. All right, it's buy. High transaction cost. Okay? And short-term contracts and long-term contracts and equity alliances, okay, CDC, joint ventures, and parent-subsidiary relationships, and in-house activities. Okay, these are more integrated and make decisions. This side. Okay? This side. Okay? So there are several modes of strategy. You need to choose one of these or a multiple of these when you make decisions. Okay, make or buy. All right, it can be applied. Develop a product, produce a product, and whatever in business process. Okay. Whatever business process. That's why we talk about primary and support activities, value chain activities. Okay. So in each business process, in business step, you can choose this. Okay. You can choose this. All right. Okay, vertical integration. Probably yes. This is a vertical integration. Backward, forward. Backward means to the raw materials. Okay? And forward means to the customer service. We talked about that already. Okay. So Coca-Cola, it has a black water. Bottling company is a backward. Okay? Coca-Cola by a bottling company is a backward integration. And Coca-Cola, it buys advertising company, then it is forward integrations. Okay? So backward, forward. All right, so vertical integration. Why corporations do vertical integration? Okay? Securing critical supplies, bottling companies, think about that. Okay? Lowering costs, improving quality, facilitating scheduling, facilitating investments. So bottling company is a good example of Coca-Cola. Okay. Then the problem is it's not always successful. Okay. It's not easy to be successful through the acquisitions. Many acquisitions are actually failed. Okay. So many acquisitions actually try to build up core competencies, but it's not easy. Okay, many acquisitions are failed. Okay, and also the benefits of vertical integration: specialized assets that have significantly more value in their intended use than in their next best use. Okay? And some types of specialized assets. Okay, they want to secure these assets, but it is also not always successful. Okay, Why it's not successful? Because there risk, okay, increasing cost, reducing quality, reducing flexibility, increasing the potential for legal repercussions. So when Coca-Cola company acquired bottling companies, then actually the experience was not so enough to do so, to operate bottling companies. So increasing cost, reducing quality, and reducing actually flexibility too. It was a big issue. Very, very interesting case, okay, of the integrations. All right, vertical integrations. We talked about TEPA, right? Backward integration, backward and forward integrations. Okay? And strategic outsourcing, moving value chain activities outside the firm's boundaries. Okay? Okay. Why outside the firm's boundaries? Because it doesn't impact the main organizations, outside organizations. Okay? So this is a strategic outsourcing. All right, TEPA inaugurations. Okay, so it's a backward, forward inauguration combination of this. Okay, so I'm not going to replicate this. Okay, probably we need to talk about this. Different types of integration, but let me, yes, this one. I want to talk about this. Okay, so level of diversification and performance things. Okay, so when single business, unrelated diversification, performance was something like this. Okay, so some related diversification is the highest performance. Okay, unrelated diversification is not so great performance. Okay, but this is still inconclusive. Okay? So still inconclusive. Many researchers actually try to research this, but the conclusion is not made yet. So we don't know. Actually, related diversification, unrelated diversification, which one creates more, better performance. Okay? It is a strategy. Okay. So many researchers assume this line, okay? And some data prove this, but not so many results. Okay, so it's still inconclusive. So that's I want to make a point with this. Okay, so related, unrelated, it's not easy to distinguish this, clearly distinguish this. Also, it's not easy to which one actually makes the better performance. We don't know yet. Okay, there are a lot of things to do research. Okay, all right. Then economics of scale scope, we already talked about that. Okay. I don't have many things to. Oh, this unrelated diversification. Okay. So why related diversification is very straightforward. Why corporations make these activities, but unrelated diversification, why? Why? Right. It's not clear. Then we can use this restructuring of the business. Okay, BCG metrics. Boston Consulting Group actually made this. Okay, all right. A corporation want to make a portfolio of their business because if they do not make a portfolio, their business is risky. Okay, they try to distribute this risk among their business units. That's why they make unrelated diversifications. So I just briefly talk about this. This is market growth, okay? Low, high, and this is market share, low, high. So if you have high market growth, but you have low market share, then it's a question mark. We don't know. Okay? We don't know which way you will go. Okay? So high market growth, high market share is a star, okay? And low market share, high market share, low market growth, high market share is a cash cow. That's good. All right, that's good. And then low market growth, low market share, you see duh. Well, I don't know why people duh, but it says duh. Okay, so when your business is, just assume that you have your business here. Okay, cash cow. All right, then this business can go anytime, can go to dog, right? Dog. Yeah? So it's a big problem. So now you want to have some business here or here. That's why you buy a other company and locate it in this. Yeah? Locate it this. Distribute your risk. That is the reasoning of unrelated diversification. Okay? So restructuring. Okay? So related diversification, unrelated diversifications. Okay? The performance is inconclusive, but there are some reasonings of related and unrelated diversifications. Okay? All right. Then you can just read this. Okay? This is pretty much about diversification strategy and acquisitions. Okay? And there are some other strategies like a trade alliances, CDC, licensing, something like that. Okay? So we are going to talk about this strategy with the chapter 9. Okay? So before talking about any question, comment so far? Do you have any question, comment you want to add on? Okay, once again, I do not replicate, all the topics in the textbook. You just read it, you can understand very easily. We don't need to, waste our time. So I just want to make some important points. Okay, now, please make sure you don't have any question, comments. Chapter 8. Please say no. Okay, great. Then why don't we take 5 minutes break? 5 minutes break, and then we will continue. All right, chapter 9. It won't be long. Right? It won't be long. Chapter 9 is just talking about some strategies. Okay, so we already covered these strategies, so it won't be very long. Okay, so 5 minutes break. How about that? That's good. Okay, and we on meet 7:36. Yeah, we on meet 7:36. 5 minutes break. Mhm. All right. Okay, so 5 minutes break. I didn't know. 5 minutes is so fast. All right, so everyone see here? Can I continue? Okay, great. So this is about acquisitions and strategic alliances and some other strategies. Okay, so very simple topics. Very simple topics. Acquisitions, strategic alliances, something like that. Okay. So acquisitions, we already knew this. I'm not going to replicate this. Okay. Actually, we talked about that. This chapter is a little bit replicated. Okay. All right. So you just read this one, and you can understand this. Mergers, acquisitions. Okay. Oh yes, this. Many acquisitions actually destroy shareholder value. All right. So in many acquisitions, shareholder value is destroyed, and the benefit of acquirees, corporation that are acquired, okay, their benefits are great, okay, in the acquisitions. All right, okay. Why still desire acquisitions? Okay. Probably managerial hubris, overcome competitive disadvantage, or some other things. Okay. All right, then let's go back. Let's go to the strategic alliances. Yes, strategic alliances. Strategic alliances is a voluntary arrangements between firms. Okay? So it's not obligated. All right, it's not legal boundary. So if you don't want to continue, the strategic alliances relationship, just say, all right, goodbye. Okay. So these strategic alliances are based on the relational view of competitive advantage, not just a legal control things. Okay? It's a relational view. All R&D alliances increase a lot. This is caused by the nature of R&D. The science, R&D things become more and more complicated. So nobody can do it by itself solely. They cannot do it solely, right? So the cooperations is become essential. Why firms enter strategic alliances? Strengthen competitive position. Yes. Enter new markets. Yes. Hedge against uncertainty. Assess critical complementary assets. Learn new capabilities. Core competencies. Yes, that's true. The problem is okay, how to operate this strategic alliances. Okay? So these days, big corporations have too many alliances. So they make a single unit, a department that manages the strategic alliances, okay? Alliances activities. Okay? So governing mechanisms, contractual agreements, equity alliances, and joint ventures. Okay? So joint ventures, actually the author of this textbook, Frank Rothmo, actually in his perspective, strategic alliances contain these things. Okay? All the alliances activities. But in my perspective, strategic alliances are not legally, contractually bounded arrangement, collaboration arrangements. These are strategic alliances, and equity alliances is a CBC basically. Okay? So investment in other companies. So equity bounded activities. Okay? And joint ventures. Okay, collaborate some corporations to set up a new company. Okay? So if two partner companies collaborate, okay, usually it has 50% of ownership. So these are CVC and joint ventures. Okay. Non-equity alliances, so strategic alliances, most common forms of contracts, supply, distribution, licensing, okay? And vertical strategic alliances, vertical means backward, forward, okay? And equity alliances, CBC, all right? It is involved with the equity, all right? At least one partner takes partial ownership position. So corporate venture capital is another equity school. But these days, just people use this corporate venture capital. Okay? Right, joint ventures. Okay, multiple companies set up a new company. Okay? Based on the collaborations. Okay? This is joint ventures. Joint ventures. Okay. All right. All right, then this table, okay, you can look at this table, okay. It is a good table. So it summarizes key characteristics of different alliance types. So you can look at this. Okay. All right. The next question is how to manage alliances. This is not a simple process, right? Partnering two companies. It's not easy. Okay? So how to manage it, how to select alliance partners, how to continue alliance activities, how to manage this. This is not an easy question. Okay. So look at this. 30 to 7% of all alliance yield disappointing results. Okay? So not always successful. Not always successful. So partner selection and alliance formation. As certain that expected benefits excludes and must select the best possible alliance partner, willingness to share resources in long-term view. Okay. Alliance design and governance. Choose and agree on governance structure. Inter-organizational trust is critical. All right. Trust is critical, but which direction? What trust? What trust? You should know with your partnering company, you should know each other, okay, what they are pursuing. Okay? You need to know exactly. Then you need to create a common interest, very clear common interest. Then you can trust and you can collaborate. So knowing each other is very, very important. Okay? Very, very important. I just want to emphasize this. Okay? So partner selection, alliance formation, alliance design and governance, and post-performing evaluations. Okay? This is the process of alliance management. Okay? Post-performance alliance management to effectively manage the ongoing relationships, make a relationship-specific investments, establish knowledge sharing routines, build inter-fund trust, dedicated alliance functions, something like that. Okay, so you just read very carefully, then you can understand the problem. Okay, so relation-specific investment, know each other. Okay, know each other, knowledge sharing routines. Okay, and trust. Okay, routines, trust, and knowledge. Know each other. Okay? Then you have a successful alliances. Okay? All right, strategic network. All right, network is this is a big other topic. Big topic. This is a pretty new topic. Okay? So social structure with multiple organizations. Network achieves goals that cannot be done by only one firm. So what kind of networks will be really helpful? This is strategic networks, main idea. Okay. How to analyze networks? Very simple tools. How to analyze networks? Very simple tools. Dot and nodes. Okay. Dot and nodes. And this is an example of network analysis. Dot and nose. Okay, dots and nose. Okay? So look at this. Look at this. All right, this is pretty much complicated networks. Okay? This group and this group too, and this one. Oh, this is from E. It's a sort of, what is that? It's a lonely wolf. Lonely wolf. Okay? So it doesn't have good networks. Okay, I don't want to be this one. Okay, and probably this is good, and this is good too, and this is good. Okay, so look at this from B. From B. Okay? Without from B, actually this network, this one, all the networks are actually disconnected. So from B, I should make the structure whole. All right. Without this can be structure whole. Okay? So from B is very, very important in this network. Okay? And this network analysis, there are many measures like a network centrality, knowledge broker, or structural whole, something like that. Many measures, okay, with very interesting concepts. But at this level, on the graduate level, I just introduced this network analysis. Okay, centrality, for example, centrality means this one. Okay, from C has how many networks? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so centrality is 5, something like this. All right, this is how to measure some, networks. Okay, okay, and betweenness, and there are many measures, many topics. Okay, but at this level, I just want to introduce this. Okay? This is network analysis. So network creates competitive advantage. All right, this is the central idea of this analysis. Oh, it's done. Okay, so we talked about some strategies, right? Acquisitions and strategic alliances, and the CBC and joint ventures. And finally, we talked about network analysis. Yes, that's pretty much about, So, see, corporate level strategy, all of these topics can be summarized in one chapter actually, but this textbook actually has 2 topics, 2 chapters. That's why we combine this in this meeting. Okay. Do you feel that allies reduce competition? In some cases, yes. In some cases, yes. Think about that. Your alliance partner, okay, to control the market, you can make straight alliances. Okay? For example, it is impossible, almost impossible, but if Coca-Cola and the Pepsi, they do have straight alliances, okay, to control the market. It's illegal, but if they do that, it can reduce competition. That's the meaning by reduce competitions. Acquisitions too. Okay. If acquire a competitor, then you can reduce competitions. Okay. But the problem is, so you want to reduce competition, so you acquire your competitors, but have other companies, they're just looking at and they're just doing nothing. No, okay. Actually, they always try to have your own markets. Okay? So the competition in the reality, what happened in the competition is we don't know. Okay? So in your simulations too. So it depends on the situation, competitive, intense. The questions on the exam similar to the chapter questions. Exams are multiple choice, so the format is different, but the it is saying that it has the concepts of each topic. And also, it is the same as, it adds the mechanisms. Okay? So, the purpose of this are different. Okay? The warmer case is to read your discussions, not just in a test. Okay? But the exam is a test, so probably the exam questions will be a little bit more detailed, and a little bit more require more thoughts. Okay, that's what I can describe for the exam questions. All right, so we done chapter 8 and 9. So we done all the chapters actually we designed. We are supposed to do so. Okay, so next time we're going to do exam and presentation 1, your simulation results. Okay. So exam is just the step we need to do, but I want to see your presentations. Okay, I'm looking forward to it. Okay. All right, so any question, comment? Please say no if you don't. I just want to make sure we are in the same line. If you have any question, please say no. Okay, so you say no. Okay, great. So now I assume that we are ready to move the next meeting. Okay, so today you did great job. Okay, you did a great job. Okay, you did a great discussions. I love it. Okay, I love it. Okay, then I will see you. If you don't have any question, comment, I will see you in the next week. Okay? In the meantime, if you have any question, just let me know. Just send me an email. That's it. Okay. All right. Thank you so much. I will see you on Wednesday. Bye, guys. Have a good night. Yes. Have a good night.
Thanks, Dr. Kong.
Thank you so much. Have a good night.
You too.
You are currently the only person in this conference.
Great.